Indonesia has tremendous opportunities to get economic and other benefits from energy efficiency programs, but so far the efforts have not been executed in both massive and systematic efforts, along with clear embedded targets with the ambitious National Clean Energy Target. So today we will talk about energy efficiency and energy conservation. I am Valerina Daniel for the Perspective Jakarta Globe News Channel. Joining me today in the Perspective are Dr. Brian Motherway, the International Energy Agency Head of Energy Efficiency Division based in Paris. Welcome to Indonesia, Doctor.
Thank you.
And also with us today from Chairman of Indonesian Energy Conservation and Efficiency Society, John Respati. Hello, Pak John. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to talk about first about the energy efficiency. What is energy efficiency and energy conservation so important for us today?
Countries all around the world are thinking about how they use energy because we all waste it. In everyday life, we use more energy than we need to. We don't get the maximum benefit out of it. And if we become more efficient, for individuals, we save money, our lives become better, our homes become more comfortable. And for society as a whole, we can create jobs, we can reduce pollution, we can improve our economic and social circumstances. So there are many benefits from becoming more energy efficient.
Okay, so what is the difference between energy efficiency and also renewable energy? Because you know that some people said we have to focus on one side only.
So when people think about energy, they often think about where does it come from? And we think about getting our energy from coal or gas or oil, these fossil fuels. More and more these days we think about getting them from renewable energy sources like solar energy, wind energy and other sources like that. But it's important that we don't just think about where we get our energy from, but also think about how we use it. So when you put energy efficiency together with renewable energy, you really get the sweet spot of clean energy where we only use as much energy as we really need. We use it very efficiently and then we supply it from renewable sources, and together we get a better system for all of society that way.
Okay, so Pak John, do you want to add to that answer?
Yes, I want to make a simple example about the difference between energy efficiency and energy conservation, because people get mixed into that. Energy efficiency, if you switch the lamp, you have 5 lamps and you switch it off 2 or 3, and then you make an energy conservation because you save the energy, but you sacrifice your comfort. Yeah? But energy efficiency is the other way around. I don't have to sacrifice my comfort, but I still use less energy. For example, if you change that bulb into the LED, for example, that's energy efficiency, right? Okay, that's just to make it clear between the but in addition to that, the energy efficiency and energy renewable energy is like two sides of the coin. Okay, the other one, both are at the end is going to conserve the energy and to improve. I mean, to improve the environment. So that is the connection between renewable energy and energy efficiency. Because at the end is conservation.
Conservation. So when we're talking about conservation, who should talk about this? Is it only the government, or also you know, the agencies or the international agency, or actually the society needs to talk about this?
It's everybody. That's the beauty, is the stakeholders of energy efficiency conservation is everybody, including you and me, because everybody use energy for life, right? So if we are going to save energy, for example, we have to save energy all. Otherwise, it's unfair. If I'm saving my energy and you don't, then it means that it doesn't get the impact that we want.
So everybody has to
Everybody has to do something about how to preserve the environment and by preserving the energy.
Okay, so what is exactly MASKEEI, or the IECES, Indonesian Energy Conservation and Efficiency Society, have done in the previous time?
Well, MASKEEI is a civil society organization. This is a non-profit organization. We are concerned about the fact that the government has been for years in meeting the energy need, the government wants to focus on the supply side, so increasing more and more capacity, while neglecting, so to say, neglecting the use of energy. How we use of the energy is very important, even as important as adding the supply, right? So when we think that we need to have a sustainability, we need to think of both. We need to do something on both. Supply, okay, because we are growing, we have more population, more economic development, but on the utilization of the energy, on the other side of the energy, we have to think about how we have to use this as smart as possible, as efficient as possible, so that, you know, I used to say that energy efficiency symbol is, or whatnot, slogan is getting less. I mean, getting more with less. Yeah?
More with less.
Getting more with less. That's the energy efficiency.
Okay. How about the International Energy Agency? Ini, what have you done in the previous time? I mean, like, for example, do you have to coordinate with each countries in the world, or you have a specific program in order to develop the energy efficiency concept?
Well, as the Global Energy Organization, we work with governments all over the world on all aspects of energy. But more and more energy efficiency is a focus, because we think it needs more attention from countries all over the world. And in particular, it's something that benefits from collaboration, because if you look at supply side issues, some countries have coal, some countries focus on renewable energy, different countries have different infrastructure, but everybody has energy efficiency as an opportunity. Yeah. So we think of it as like the equivalent of a natural resource that every country has. And the kind of issues, the kind of policy choices they have, the kind of behaviors that people should engage in, they're the same all over the world. So really, countries talking to each other is a really important part of this agenda, where other countries can learn from what Indonesia has done, Indonesia can learn from what other countries have done, and really helping each other, countries all over the world, to become better at energy efficiency.
Okay, so we have another question for this segment about, can you tell us the figures and the shapes of Indonesia's potentials in gaining economy and other benefits from energy efficiency in many sectors of the economy?
Well, if you look at Indonesia as part of the G20 set of very large countries around the world, in the last 15 years, those 20 large countries have saved 13% of their total energy use. And that's saving the equivalent of $450 billion every year, where people like us and our friends and families don't have to buy energy because we have become more efficient. So if you think about that potential, where Indonesia could become 10, 20, 30% more energy efficient in the future, and all of that would mean lower bills for people, fewer imports, less pollution. All of those benefits come from using less energy. It doesn't mean that Indonesia's energy system won't grow. It certainly will. It needs to grow to help society grow. But it's a question of only growing as much as it needs to. Let's be efficient in how we use energy. Let's not waste it, and everybody benefits.
Okay. Do you want to add?
Well, in case of Indonesia, for example, because so like Brian says, everybody has to be concerned on energy efficiency. Indonesia, Indonesian people has been using energy excessively, and they think that we all think, and you think, that energy is cheap, because it was subsidized during the four decades. So we don't have any incentive to do that. Right? That's a problem. That's one of the problems. That's the ultimate goal of the energy efficiency and conservation movement, like what MASKEEI is promoting, is to change people's mind, from wasting to saving energy.
All right. So we're going to talk about more later on the later segment. We're going to moving on to another segment with Dr. Motherway and John Respati. We will take a quick break for now and return with the perspective later.